on. So when you get a chance to give us a call us at 727-493-2644. Keep us in mind whenever your sliders are giving you any trouble. Beacon Windows, 727-493-2644 or www.sliderrepair.com. Don't replace, refurbish. Sliderrepair.com, 727-493-2644. Beacon Windows.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
What's the Buzz in Tampa Bay? Senior Voice America Radio, a unique morning variety program delivering the latest commentary on politics by host and political analyst Tim Bryce and the up-to-minute happenings of Wall Street. Beyond politics and finance, they scale the scholar's rampart by including topics on religion and nutrition with thought-provoking guests and interviews. Tune in every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. on this Tan Talk station. Senior Voice America, serving our nation's seasoned citizens for over 4 decades.
Thinking about starting your own business? Then you need to listen to the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. There's nothing more rewarding than starting your own business. Gene and Mr. Dukes will bring you tips and advice from themselves and other entrepreneurs that will help you get started. Have you already started your own business? Then call in and share your story to help other entrepreneurs. That's the Entrepreneur Opportunity Hour every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Join the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill every Saturday from noon to 2 as we cover Tampa Bay sports, from the Pee-wees to the preps to the pros, providing a positive perspective in our weekly interviews with NFL alumni and Florida Sports Hall of Fame inductees, as well as collegiate, high school, youth coaches and players, conversations from the clubhouse, as well as entertaining guests weekly. So be sure to have a championship day with the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection Saturdays from 12 to 2 on the Tan Talk family of stations.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up, it's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. And with me is my co-host and best friend and sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Good afternoon. It's good to have you back.
I'm telling you, I went through some withdrawals because in 5.5 years, I never had a show missed 2 weeks in a row. And the first week I was in Peru. Oh my God, the trip of a lifetime. And Becky Moultrie hosted this show with Arlene Gross. That was fabulous. And then last week, right when I was getting ready to come to the show, they said, "Oh, the station was hit by lightning."
Oops.
So we are here today. And Colette, you're here today because you were supposed to be here last week.
Yeah.
So welcome to my friend Colette Florido. I'm so glad that you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
It's it's all good. And Sonia, what's your last name?
Thomas.
Oh, right, Thomas.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're with us today. You guys are going to share the microphone. But like I'm saying, it's great to be back here. Had a fabulous trip to Peru. It definitely was a trip of a lifetime. I went with a group of women called Gutsy Women Travel. So I didn't know anyone. So that was like kind of boldish.
And gutsy when he
gutsy. And the altitude was boldish, and the hiking, I got a walking stick, thank you God. But I'm telling you, like one day we were like doing this rafting trip. I'm not really into rafting because I'm a little clumsy and I'm always afraid I'm going to fall off the raft. But just going down that river, the tears were just streaming down my face because of the gratitude and the beauty. The beauty.
What river?
I don't know.
On the Peru River.
Yeah. Okay. It was in Lima. We went to Lima, we went to Cusco, we went to Sacred Valley.
You went to that other place, Machu Picchu or something.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Oh my God. you like see how they built those buildings in the days out of stone, and how, especially when we saw the part with the Incas, they don't even have any mortar or anything between the stones. They just fill in. How did they do that? How did they lift those stones? How did they,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And then you see all these people in Peru who are poor and work their behinds off and are so happy.
Mm-hmm.
So happy. And we met a couple. He was 32, she's 30. They have a daughter like 4, and they live like in this hut with no electricity or anything. But there's these big stone ovens outside their hut, and they bake 3,200 loaves of bread a day.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
And they're happy.
But they can't afford electricity? They don't sell it?
They sell the bread. Yeah, they sell the bread to market, but
Wow.
yeah, it's and then what was really nice is we saw the backside of Peru. It wasn't the tourist side. We got to go to a school. I now have a pen pal.
Aww.
She came up to me with a teeny little hand. I haven't had a teeny little hand in my hand for a while. And just because they're so grateful just to go to school, and we brought a bunch of school supplies, so that was very fabulous. And we went to see a shaman, and we went to see where they do all the weaving and everything. So they show you, so they take the wool off the alpaca or whatever it is, the llamas or whatever, and they like spin it on a stick, not a spinning wheel, not a machine, like a stick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make it into this yarn. And then they clean it, and now they have to dye it. Well, how do you think they have to dye it? One day this woman comes out, and she's got this full bowl of dead ladybugs.
Yeah.
And she grinds it, and all the blood comes out from the ladybug.
Oh, I'll be wearing one of those.
But the hardest part was she stuck her finger in there and wiped it on her lips, and she said it's really good lipstick, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I will never look at a ladybug the same again.
Oh my gosh.
But you have what you have.
And you ate guinea pig?
Yeah, I did.
Did you eat the whole thing?
No.
How big is a guinea? They're small. It doesn't feed
they're
a lot
not like
of people.
American guinea pigs. They're very big, and it's really. We went to a Peruvian home. At first, you see all the cute little guinea pigs in the yard and in their pens and stuff. It was like I felt like I was going to be eating Alvin and the Chipmunks. And so they bring the guinea pig out on a skewer. They roasted it and everything. But then when they bring it back to the table, it was cut up. So
it's big
took
enough.
a baby piece. What?
Big. It's not like this size,
No,
like,
it's like this size.
wow.
So, but when
Feed
in
a
Peru,
family on one of those.
when in Peru, I tried alpaca. It was like chewy venison, bleh. But the best trout I ever had. I never had trout. I had trout probably like 6 times.
I'm surprised because up north we get a lot of trout.
It said on the menu
New York
like
and
salmon. I said I love salmon.
I don't think
So
it's
that
like
was-
salmon.
And tons of quinoa.
Oh,
Quinoa,
yeah, quinoa. My nieces eat that.
It's really good. It's really healthy. It has a huge amount of protein.
Yeah.
I liked it I didn't like it just plain, but I liked it kind of like when it was in a soup or something. It was like kind of nice. So, like I said, I didn't know any ladies there, and it was a little hard in the beginning because it was like 2 friends, 2 friends, 2 friends, 2 friends, 2 friends, and then me and one other woman who was a world traveler. I don't think she cared if she talked to anybody. But by the last night, we're best friends. We love each other. I'm going to Hawaii now.
There you go.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Teaches you to just give it a try.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been to Hawaii. It's beautiful.
I have an envelope with money in it for my Hawaii trip.
Nice.
I don't have enough yet. I could go now because my girlfriend lives there, but I want to go for 2 weeks. Not stay with people.
Yeah.
I want to stay at a fancy hotel and look at the beautiful
Yeah, you like that
Flora.
hotel.
Beautiful.
So, Ed, do we have a caller on the phone?
Another
Hello, Linda.
Hello, Linda. Lovely name.
Yes. You know that means beautiful in Spanish.
Well, and we still are. Even as we age, we are beautiful. Outside, inside, everywhere.
So what's up, my friend?
Oh, well, I wanted to welcome you back, of course, from all your trips, and tell you about an event tomorrow, Saturday, that is free. And it's a live theater performed by seniors, for seniors, a wonderful a play that has comedy, it has drama, and very talented actors, and free. It's at the Pinellas Park Performing Arts Center. That's, of course, in Pinellas Park at 4951 78th Avenue North.
And this is, Linda, this is your anniversary show, right?
Yes. This is where we started with our very first performance as Sages, and the show, the play, Denying Gravity, has been an award-winning play performed by our people. So anyone who comes will enjoy the show and leave glad that they came. The doors open at 1 o'clock, and the play starts at 2. It lasts about an hour, and then there is a 30-minute Q&A session by the fire chief of Pinellas Park afterwards, which is very interesting with live statistics. And there's goodie bags. There's a drawing for a free prize.
We like free prizes.
We love prizes. Yes, you're right. And just to be part of it, we want the audience to participate, to laugh, where it's, when they see something funny and gasp or whatever reaction they have, we encourage people.
So, Linda, if anybody wants to find more information, then go to Sages Theater, TheAteer.org, right?
Yes, that's our website. And yes, there is information on the website. They can call my phone number, which is 727-536-7076. I always love hearing from people.
Thank you, my friend.
It's not a problem. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you soon.
Okay, same thing. Thank you, Linda.
Bye-bye. I love Sages Theater.
Love what they do.
Yeah.
Love it.
What they do. And it really, because you go there and you see a show, whether it's about scams or whether it's about fall prevention or whatever it is, and all of a sudden you see two girlfriends in the audience sitting next to each other and going, yeah, we maybe should pay attention to that. And if they can do it with a little bit of comedy, and if you can do it kind of in a group setting when you feel like I'm not the only one that might fall or might get scammed, it's just, and I'm so proud of Christine. I've known Christine for like 20 years now, and Christine, I always say, is relentless. She gets out there with her mission, and Linda Goldman is fabulous. So please, if you want more information about that, go to sagestheater.org, and I'll put the information in the show. So today we have Sonia Thomas with us.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Sonia Thomas again. I am presently a nurse practitioner. I started my career in 2016, February to be exact. I started in the hospital setting, did a little bit of low upper management, and I decided to get my nurse practitioner degree because I was honestly very bored. So I had to do something with my time. My family was saying, hey, why not try bringing a provider, do something with your time. I said, okay. Probably the hardest schooling I've been through. Lots of sleepless nights.
I'm sure.
I would do my 12-hour shifts and then go straight into clinicals, do another 8 to 12 hours on 5 minutes of sleep. So it was very challenging, but definitely worth it in the end. As I got my nurse practitioner degree, I decided to do that part-time and then went full-time into leadership mode. So I started off at our very own Arden Courts of Lager, which is now ProMedica.
Love Arden Courts.
Love Arden Courts. Our administrator is amazing. Joel Gaetan. Yes. He was my first administrator. So I'm very grateful for him and that opportunity I got to grow, essentially. So I credit my initial stages of leadership to him. Not shortly after that, I decided to go on to the skilled nursing facilities and become a director of nursing there. Got a lot of progress. I was very new. Skilled nursing facilities and assisted living facilities, they're completely different, different regulations. And it was definitely a bigger bed facility. So leadership.
So what are you doing now?
Right now, I am actually just a nurse practitioner with the same doctor do that full time, and taking a break, because partly my role as a director of nursing in the skilled nursing facility was just to travel to different buildings, which was before called consulate buildings, and just help them with when they didn't have a director of nursing, or if they were pending state visits, help with the plan of corrections.
So what do our caregivers need to hear from you today? What should they expect out of the nurse practitioner or the director of nursing, or because they're like, I don't even know who I talk to. What do I talk to them about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely director of leadership, they can learn a lot from that role, essentially because, well, the easiest answer is your job. It's your job. My first building as a skilled nursing facility just got shut down, and lots of jobs were lost. All the patients lost their homes. Tough business. Patients lost their homes. They had to relocate. Families were upset. There's so many negatives, all of which can be prevented with the right type of leadership. And our caregivers are amazing.
That's why it's all about leadership, because the Arden Courts.
Yeah.
People at Arden Courts work there 20 years, 15 years,
Correct.
17 years, even
Yes.
like kitchen staff people.
Absolutely.
Why? Because of good leadership, and it's so
They love
important.
what they do. They love what they do.
And they're taken care of on the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to so appreciate our caregivers. We don't, they come into a community and they work in a community, or they come into a person's home and they take care of them, and then they go home and they take care of their family.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour job for them, and they have to come back the next day and redo the same thing.
Yeah.
It's exhausting emotionally. You can get burned out. But yeah, we have those caregivers that are just so efficient, so loving, and, have a smile on the face in the midst of adversaries.
But that has to do with good leadership.
It has to do with good leadership. In the past, leadership was all about making the timeline task-based, environment-based.
The numbers.
Now we need to evolve into a transformational leadership, where these caregivers look at their leader and say, wow, I want to be like her. How did she get there? So emulates a leader has great qualities, right? So the way you portray yourself as a leader has everything to do with how the facility is run. If your caregivers are happy or not.
Yeah, are you there for them?
Absolutely.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Because there are administrators that don't have a clue.
Absolutely. I've been part of all of that. So I understand the goods and the bads, but ultimately it lays the foundation of how your facility is run, and is your facility going to be successful? And we cannot be successful if we don't have our caregivers on board to have that organizational vision,
So what do you say to somebody that's considering this field in the future?
Yeah. Oh.
We need a lot of people in this field, because
Absolutely.
there's a caregiver and a dementia patient on every corner.
Absolutely. It ultimately boils down to, do you have the compassion? Do you have the empathy? Can you care for these individuals like they're your own?
Yeah.
If you have that ability, I say go for a profession. It's based on caring. This isn't about the money. Yes, there's so many opportunities, as you advance your career in nursing, where you can make that money. But if you don't have the basics, you're never going to be a professional, I say. You're never going to reach that ultimate level of nursing. It's the basis of nursing. And if you can't achieve the basis of nursing, you don't have a foundation to build on. And if you're a nurse practitioner, well, do you care?
Yeah.
Do you care? Do you actually care? Or are you just doing a job?
Right.
Or are you just doing a job because
this
you have
job
to?
is too important to not be with someone that doesn't care.
Absolutely.
That doesn't care. I find that my best caregivers are faith-based. Because I don't know how you do it if you're not.
I agree.
You know, I have no clue how you do it if you're not.
I agree.
But I see the most fabulous experiences between caregivers and the person they're taking care of. You know, kindness, empathy, understanding. You know, years ago I had this idea. Well, wouldn't it be cool if a person's living in a community, assisted living or memory care or whatever, and when you would come into the room, there would be an iPad on the wall, and you would push on the iPad, and it would say, "Hi, this is Mary. Mary's from Pennsylvania. Mary was a Girl Scout leader. Mary loves to bake. Mary had 3 children or whatever." But at the time when I first brought it up years ago, they're like, "Oh, HIPAA, this, that, nothing." Well, I had a gal on the show a few weeks ago, and she's going to be part of the next conference, who's created a QR code, and they're testing it at Arden Courts in Palm Harbor, where the caregiver comes in, everybody's got a phone, and it says, "This is my dad. No, this is her dad, Tom." And her dad was a professional NFL player, but he's non-communicative now. So if they want to put it on TV for dad, they need to put on sports.
Yeah, they need to know the details.
And how you know that, you know, and then there's like a second video where each one of his children are like, "Hi, my name is Linda. I live in Florida. I'm a caregiver advocate. I'm the oldest and I'm dad's favorite kid."
Yeah.
You know, and one was like, "I'm dad's funniest kid."
You know, I love how you said that about dad and how he loves sports, because essentially in the regulation world, if you don't do that, it's an omission of care.
Yes.
And what happens if you have an omission of care, that's grounds for state to come in and see, is your care individualized? Is it quality care? Is this care perfect for this one individual?
People don't even know about that.
They don't.
They don't. But you know what's one thing fabulous what this woman has done? She's gone one step further, and she's interviewing the caregivers that are taking care of her dad. And she says,
"That's great.
Oh, what do you like? Do you like dogs? You know, do you have children or whatever?" And the whole morale is being raised. Because what this is all about, no matter what the disease, no matter what it is, it's about you and me communicating.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's about you and me talking. It's about you just feeling comfortable with me.
So Jesse's going to be in the conference?
Yes, Jesse's going to be in the conference with Dr. David Bernstein and Melissa Bernstein. Colette's going to be part of the conference. We'll be talking
And when
about
is
that
this
now.
conference?
November 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Okay, hopefully you'll be home.
She'll squeeze it in.
Yes, I will. I leave
She
Thursday
comes
for
home the day
Maine.
before.
I do. I go to Manhattan November 5th to 7th because my stepmother got tickets to Neil Diamond on Broadway.
I need your friends. I need everyone you know.
I know.
Okay,
And so I get
so-
back. I get back like in Tampa on the 7th at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and on the 8th starts the conference. But we're going to be professionals at this. So, what's the last thing you would like our listeners to hear from you today?
I love what you stand for. It's all about caring, you know, it's the basis of nursing, really.
But you want to encourage people that if they have that calling, to go through it, because how rewarding can that be?
Oh, it's unbelievably rewarding. Yeah, definitely. So I definitely encourage caregivers to take on that profession, because it's a road that's unexpected, but definitely rewarding in the end.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you, my new friend. I'm so happy you're here today.
Absolutely.
And now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, because you know the deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Are you looking for compassionate and dependable home care for you or a loved one? Assisting Hands Home Care, serving Pinellas and Pasco counties, can help.
The day came that taking care of my mother was no longer the best thing for me or for her. Between kids and a job, I couldn't give her the attention she needed and deserved, and I was overwhelmed. So I reached out to Assisting Hands Home Care. Now I can see what an important decision that was, and I feel confident that my mother has compassionate and dependable caregivers who help her to stay happy, healthy, and home. Today, I'm able to visit with my mother and enjoy our time together, which is exactly what we both needed.
Assisting Hands Home Care. Call today for your free in-home consultation. In Pinellas, call 727-748-4211 or visit assistinghands.com. When you can't do it all, give Assisting Hands a call.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Sean W. Scott has been practicing elder law and qualifying clients for Medicaid for over 30 years. While his practice is in all areas of estate planning, such as durable power of attorney, healthcare surrogates, and wills, he also prides himself on having a 100% accuracy rate on getting clients approved for Medicaid. Why Medicaid, you may ask? Do you want to pay up to $16,000 a month for a nursing home should the time come? Obviously, no one wants to have to endure this cost. So even though you may have planned well for retirement, the reality is things happen. Planning ahead is never too soon. You need to make sure your income and assets are protected so that you can take care of you and your loved ones. Florida law is very specific on how and what is protected and how to protect it. Give Sean a call. He can help. 727-539-0181. That's 727-539-0181.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Yeah, and we're back. So, as I said earlier, we have my friend Colette Florido with me. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
I'm so glad you're here. We've known each other for quite a while now, for I don't know how many years, but Colette was in one of my caregiver support groups. That's how we first met.
That's how it all began.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're
you were
coming
pregnant
full
at the
circle.
time, too.
I was. So now I can tell you that we'll be celebrating her 7th birthday
There you go.
next week.
7. Time flies.
Time flies.
I'm telling you. You look so fabulous now because during that time you were so stressed and you were going through so much and you've learned so much since that journey.
I have, and I get to share about that. I mean, when I came to you, I was just the lowest of low. I felt like I had been pressed down. Being the sandwich generation is what you call it, right? I call it the panini press.
That's better.
That is more like what it felt like.
Yeah.
A lot of down moments, no time for a breath. They talk about self-care.
You're like, yeah, sure, when?
Self-care was like, if I got both eyes
You came to the
closed.
support group, though. That was self-care.
Actually, it was, and that was the starting point. That was kind of the turnaround.
Sounds good. But today, we're going to talk about CR World in a little while, but I know you want to talk about the Savvy Caregiver Program, and I think that's so important.
I'm excited to be able to turn around and give back to what I needed when I was going through this as a caregiver for my dad.
Right.
He had frontotemporal dementia. And
no filters.
No filters. Oh, my gosh, no filters. We talked about it, the other day we were talking about the fact that as kids, when a kid spouts something out, that, I'll teach him how to say it right. When dad spouts it out, there's no taking that back.
No.
It's just going to come out again and again. So this class that I heard about is now, it's called the Savvy Caregiver Program.
Right.
And it's evidence-based training through Emory University, the nursing program. And it's helping caregivers who know nothing about this disease.
Because you know what happens? It's overnight, or it happens so gradually you don't even know you're in it.
Or you think that everything's cool, they're just having a little forgetfulness. It's not really bad.
Yeah.
And then overnight something happens and you are now the thrust into that role.
Right.
So as the caregiver, what do you do? And having gone through it, if you don't have your head on straight for this, you're going to have a harder time. What we learn in this experience, the Savvy Caregiver, is about how to separate the disease and the skills that they have lost from the person and from your relationship.
Yeah.
Because you now need the knowledge and the skills and the outlook to be more in tune with being a caregiver.
Yeah.
And that's,
because this is what happens. I'm not a caregiver. I am the faithful spouse. I am the good daughter. No, you're a caregiver.
Right.
And you need to learn everything you need to know about this. And when you do, you're like, oh yes, I'm a good caregiver.
Right, because otherwise you're floundering. I mean, we get books, we get all sorts of knowledge when we're giving a baby, right? How to
and everybody's around you to surround you and help you.
Gifts and love.
Now you're a caregiver, and everybody's like, oh, I don't even know if I can go over her house because her dad might be a little weird.
People turn, and you'd be surprised the number of family and friends that will just walk away.
Yeah.
I can't handle this, and I'm going to walk away. Right. So you're left really looking at the person. What do I do now?
Right.
And you have this heavy guilt of making these decisions, and but I don't want to do that to my dad. I don't want to.
We care for people we love so much.
But what you don't realize is you have to make these decisions based on the facts.
Right.
What is the safest place for mom or dad? Right. Well, you come to the Savvy Caregiver program. Exactly. Because those are the insights you're going to take away. It's what they're going to do there. It's not a small program. It's 2 hours a day for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
1 day a week.
Very inclusive.
I mean, it's a thick book that you're gonna take away. But when you walk away from this, you're also going to have your own toolbox that you've built of skills and ways of looking at how to communicate with your person, how to really understand where they are and what they can comprehend, and where they might start to feel that confusion that ultimately leads to perhaps agitation or
so much you don't know about. I remember one time a woman came into the support group and she said, my doctor said I need a support group. And everybody was welcoming. Everybody was welcoming. And she goes, so what do you do here? So I said, we share resources. We're a shoulder. We share tips. She goes, give me a tip. I go,
cut to the chase.
She goes, give me a tip. I go, all right, I'm going to give you this tip. I don't know if it's appropriate for you, but I'm going to give you this tip. If your husband has to go to the doctor on Friday, don't tell him on Monday.
It's a great tip.
Right?
It's a great tip.
And she goes, oh my God, my husband was up at 3:00 in the morning last night, all dressed, sitting on the bed, ready to go to the doctor. She slapped the table. She said, I think I'm going to like this group. But that one little thing that she learned in that 1 minute,
right,
that you would not know if you didn't go to a Savvy Caregiver program, and if you didn't go to a support group, if you didn't listen to a Tuesday tip, how would you know?
Right. And this is not, just so you know, this is definitely not a support group. The Savvy Caregiver program
is educational.
Educational, hands-on training, videos, discussions, dialogues, and in-person, like what's happening, how do we find the right path. Right. So it's a great program, but it partners well with what I first got to experience, which was the caregiver support group. And you need both. You do, because you've got to let it out.
The help you can get.
Oh my gosh. You just need to know that it's normal. You need to know it's like not only you.
Somebody comes into, I remember a woman come into a support group one time, and she just sat there and she just silently wept, never said a word.
Been there.
And at the very end of the group, she goes, oh my God, my husband thinks I'm cheating on him. We've been married for 48 years. I would never do that. And like 3 of the other ladies go, I remember when my husband went through that phase. And she went like, because who would you tell that to?
Who would you tell that to? Because it's just a weird conversation to somebody who doesn't understand the situation. But to anybody who is going through this, we get it.
Yeah,
we've been there.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. So tell us about CR World.
Oh, CR World. So, everything that we do is based on this learning experience with my dad. We found products, cannabis, specifically CBD-rich hemp products that we were able to use with him. And it was that night and day difference that I said, this is silly. More caregivers should know there are options. This may not be the answer for everybody, but in your caregiving journey, these are the things that have helped our family along the way.
Well, you couldn't even keep a professional caregiver in your dad's life.
Flipped every single week, a new
every
caregiver.
Week. Can you imagine
Do
that?
you know what that does to the soul?
Yeah.
Do you know what the feeling of having to describe some of the worst things that your father does. It's not who he was, but it is the disease today. This is what he's doing. And I have to explain myself every week to a new person.
Another person.
It's a soul sucker. I mean, it's just heartbreaking to have to do that. I want to tell you about the amazing things. That's why I love the little, QR code.
Right.
Fantastic. You should know he's a ballroom dancer. You should know that he's a scratch golfer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
A gentleman. Not what you're seeing.
Right.
This is a disease. So,
so what
anyway,
happened?
CR World, back to CR World.
Okay.
So we founded CR World. We have premium CBD products. We do a ton of education. So if you are a business or an organization and want to know a little bit more about how CBD products or even cannabis can help, then you can reach out to CR World and we can connect you with
All right,
somebody.
but tell us about the difference in your diet.
Oh my
when
gosh,
that
I didn't get to
happened.
it. Sorry.
This is what
Oh
we
my
have
gosh,
to
I would increase. We introduced the CBD oil into his diet. We put it in his food daily. We noticed that the caregiving calls stopped from the company. And we know because they called us and said, we're not flipping caregivers anymore. He would sleep through the night. That was probably the biggest change.
Yeah.
Him sleeping through the night meant that the caregivers could sleep through the night.
And he was well rested.
And he was repairing some of what he needed.
whatever he
Don't we
had.
all need that, right?
And he had potty mouth, right?
Oh, he had it all. He had a potty mouth. He had an attitude. He got he did things.
Is he still with you?
Inappropriate. No, he's passed. So now I just get to share in all the stuff that we.
But what happened in those last years of his life?
Everything
was so
turned
much
around.
better.
Oh my gosh. Not flipping that caregiver, just from my caregiving side of things, just made a world of difference because there was calmness, stability, but also because he was sleeping through the night, they could, instead of staying only 12 hours and having to go home and sleep, they could stay a 24-hour shift. It was $1,300 a month that we saved just because he could sleep through the night. So absolutely, we think putting CBD into the diet, putting into the routine can help both the person, but also the caregiver who desperately needs that night's sleep and needs that care
and how
and
did his
repair.
relationship change with your children?
He smiled more. He laughed more. They felt
wanna see
comfortable
Grandpa now.
seeing him. He was yelling a lot. My older one remembers because he would drop some words that he wasn't allowed to, and she repeated them. And I said, well, those are Grandpa's words. You have to.
Did you ever hear them tell everybody Grandpa's words?
Exactly. But I know that there's more to it. I know that CBD is the starting point, and I think that caregivers should know there's an option. That talking about this with your doctor, with your family, with your caregivers, see how you might be able to introduce this into calm, to help with the sleep, to help with some of the pain. Some of that inflammation makes us grumpy.
Yeah.
So if we could just chill out,
feel better
inside and out, that's literally what we're trying to accomplish. And so that's where CR World has.
Yeah, and if you're afraid to talk with your loved one about this, or you feel a little uncomfortable, just contact Colette.
Yeah.
Contact CR World. She's going to be part of the conference. We're going to talk about this more stuff because it is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important, and to me, it's one less med.
It is the idea of reducing those pharmaceuticals that cause the side effects that just cause the perpetual downward cycle of not good.
Yeah. How long have you had CR World?
Well, we founded in 2017. So
time flies.
Time flies.
But now you have a center and everything too.
Oh my
Tell
gosh.
us about the
So
center.
the big thing is you can find our products at the center at St. Pete Beach, and that's right at 75th and Blind Pass. And it was just kind of kismet to find this space.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner where I play volleyball every week. And to hear that they have this space that's a cannabis-centric wellness community. So I had to pop in and see it. And I just fell in love with the idea of you've got your medical marijuana doctor's office there. So number one, you have a doctor on site. You can be asking those questions. But we take it a step further, and I've been involved in helping with the education and getting those pieces together. So we have this Cannabis 101 class that we offer a couple of times a month so that you can come in and sit and
get a
listen.
clue.
Know that this plant is an option. It's not everything, but if you can maybe take some of those pain meds down and only need them for acute onsets or something that's really bad,
right?
You can use a plant for the rest.
Or the Xanax. My husband was on 5 Xanax a day.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
And he said to the doctor, I heard I could get, what's the word, addicted to this. And the doctor says, do you care, Jack?
No.
So the specialty I belong to is neurology. So I diagnose dementia, and I educate family members about the different stages of dementia. So this is very good to hear that there is an arena that uses these products to, increase the quality of life for these patients.
And having the conversation, just having the conversation. I'm giving myself a big A+ today because I went to my doctor this morning for my 6-month checkup. And my cholesterol is good, and my blood work is good, and my high blood.
And your weight was good because you're exercising.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a big deal.
That is.
And so I've said for years the only medication I have in my life is marijuana.
It's exactly how that went for me too. I got my card and I was able to really focus on my health. I really looked at the inflammation. I found a great recipe that I use my CR Balance and the CR Honey Help. I infuse those right into the golden milk latte. And it's just really nice in the afternoon to have something different to do.
Yeah.
When you reduce that inflammation,
inflammation is the root of all evil.
It is, and people don't realize how connected.
Yeah, but inflammation, because stress makes the inflammation.
Yeah. And the inflammation causes more of the brain fog. And so if you can really get a hold of the gut health and take care of it, your brain health can be affected positively too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, taking some of the things that CR World has, going down to the center and taking the classes like the Cannabis 101 class, so you can start to see, you don't have to smoke a joint. You can take this in other ways. If you want to, they have those. But for those who want to try other things, you may find that making it into a suppository is your best approach because you have lower back pain or you have digestive issues or you're having
and somebody needs a gummy or somebody needs a couple of tincture drops under their tongue before they go to sleep.
Exactly. So going over and I think just really exploring it, talking with your doctor or talking with your other care team so that you can see that this is an option, and then come to the center because they also address the physical and the mental pieces. So they have a wellness center.
It's a package.
It's a whole package. You can go in there and get a membership, and you can do a single class. You don't have to not have it, but they have that option. You can go and hang out. It's a work set.
Don't they have like cooking classes there too?
They have infused cooking classes. We've done. They have a great wellness studio. All kinds of great yoga classes, body awakenings, and Prism Wellness, and belly dancing from. Hip expressions, sound bowl therapy. There's a really cool immersion class. Our sound bowl therapy instructor and our aerial yoga instructor get together, and once a month they do this
aerial yoga. I always wanted to try that, but
what is that? We're gonna have you guys down there. It's Cirque du Soleil. Looks like Cirque du Soleil, right?
Yeah. Okay. I did Machu Picchu. I could name.
You can do this, Linda.
Sky's the limit.
I can't say you have to invert or like hang upside down, but they'll show you how and if you want to. But I'll tell you, it's a really great way to get a good stretch in places.
Yeah.
You can reduce some of the stress on your back. So you're not sitting on the floor. Yeah, it's like a cocoon. You get to hang in there. They'll walk you through it. It's super easy, and they have options. And there's so many other classes. You've got to go and check out the center at St. Pete.
And so where do they find the center?
The center at St. Pete Beach.com. It's the center, spb.com is the website, 75th and Blind Pass. We're in the old amusement center.
I love that area.
It's so fun. And now it's kind of like the amusement center for adults. I mean, go get your massage. Yeah. Go use your if you have your medical card and you are a patient and you're going to go into that yoga class, you can go medicate in their space and then go do yoga. That's how you really breathe. And that's how a caregiver can get it done.
Yeah.
So by the way, there's a couple of events that are coming up that people should know about, and we'll put all the info up on your site because you're probably going to forget. I have we're doing a Whoa Mama night at the center. Whoa Mama. Because I know, as the sandwich generation, if you're caring for another human, whether it's a child or an adult or an adult that's acting like a child or a teenager that's acting like a child, you need a breather. You need to put your oxygen mask on first, right? They always tell you, if you can't put yours on, you're useless to everybody else.
Right.
So the Whoa Mama event is meant for caregivers of another human to come in and take a breath. We're going to have some of those teachers there, belly dancer instructor.
And when is this?
That's going to be Wednesday, October now it's left my brain.
It's on the website.
It's on the website, October the 17th, I believe.
Okay.
And that's going to be from 6 to 8 in the evening. And come CRworld.com will have that information. And then November 4th, just before our conference, we're going to have the Better Living for Seniors is going to be doing a community panel discussion. We're going to do it at the center at St. Pete Beach.
Good.
Yes, and it's going to focus on the mental health awareness from the Mental Health Awareness Committee. So we invite the community to come in. If you're a caregiver, if you're someone who's dealing with
or you know somebody who's a caregiver, you can learn for them.
If you're a professional in the space and you want to support it, we're trying to get those resources, in person. Who do you know in your community, or who should you know in your community?
Yes.
That's going to make a difference in this care plan.
Yeah.
Because you don't know all the people. You don't know all the players. When you get handed this card and all of a sudden you're in charge.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's a care manager? They exist? What do they do?
Yeah.
What's
this? What's that? What's this? What's that? I have
There's
no idea.
ride programs.
What's a UTI?
Right. Oh my
I mean, come
gosh.
on.
Why does that matter? Oh.
Yeah.
Could that affect my mental health?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we do. We have a really cool stuff. That's going to be starting at noon, and then we'll have a panel discussion afterwards. We'll run until 4 o'clock.
Very exciting.
So, good stuff. Helping the community get your mental health in order, get your oxygen mask on, because we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
You two came a little late into the game for me.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody says about us. I wish I knew you when.
Right?
Well, I knew you
I wish I knew me when, too.
Yeah, but I didn't know all that stuff.
I know.
Yeah, no idea.
Whatever.
I'm just learning.
All right, well, it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week. And did you know they got the Reader's Choice Award for 2019 for the best chiropractic in Pinellas County? So check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
Introducing the life-changing Foot Bar Walker.
I'm Peggy from Danville, Kentucky, and I'm 91 years old. The Foot Bar Walker revolutionized my care of George. It absolutely benefits the patient and the caregiver both, and that's the beauty of it. It's so easy to use. It folds up just like a dream. I got it in and out of the car without any effort at all. The saving that I made from having to put him in a nursing home came to about $192,000.
Does someone you love use a walker? Do they struggle to get up from a seated position? Are you a caregiver dealing with physical pain and stress as you help your patient? The Foot Bar Walker was designed to assist not only the patient, but also the caregiver. Patients have more control standing up, and no lifting from the caregiver is required. See how it works at thefootbarwalker.com. That's thefootbarwalker.com. Peggy, would you recommend the Foot Bar Walker?
Do I ever? I would not be in the health that I'm in today at this age had it not been for the Foot Bar Walker.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Yes, and welcome back. And once again, I'm very excited to say that the football walker is now covered by insurance. So that is a really good thing. And you know what? A lot of these people that have inventions like the football walker or the meal lifter or some of the other things I talk about, they came across this because they were caring for their loved one. And they wanted to find something that would help their loved one. And the people that Nancy Morris, that with the football walker, like put their entire retirement into creating the football walker. And now they're being successful and insurance is taking it, and that makes me so excited.
That's exciting.
Let's tell our listeners one more time how to sign up for Savvy Caregiver or how to find about.
Absolutely. So the program is run through the Area Agency on Aging. Did I mention it's free? Should I tell you?
No,
that
you
free?
didn't. I was afraid to ask because it sounds so good.
So if you are 60 years or better and you are caregiving for somebody with dementia, this is a program that was offered through the Area Agency on Aging, and the first class is actually starting this Tuesday at Ruth's Promise Daycare.
I love Ruth's Promise.
I love them. They've got just great activities and love in their heart. They have the care, right? That we talked about that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be in Largo, and you can reach out to Terry Toner at 727-570-9696, extension 160. If you can't make this Tuesday, just reach out to her because she's collecting names for the next class to get started, and there's other dates and times.
And then maybe we'll be 60 by then.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You'll qualify soon. And I should mention, I gave you the wrong date. The October the 19th is the Well Mama event at the center at CB.
Great. You'll give me that information.
I'll give you all the
I'll put
info.
that on there.
Yeah, thanks.
So, yeah, really, the Savvy Caregiver program, I can't say enough about it. I can't say enough about Ruth's Promise. Ruth's Promise opened probably, I'm thinking lines probably about 15 years ago. And what I love about Ruth's Promise, because most of the people that come there for the adult daycare are people with dementia, some form of dementia, but they work with like schools. So one week they all pack backpacks for the kids for school. So they help the community while helping the people in the program.
Purposeful and meaningful.
Yeah, and everybody needs some help.
That is at the crux of.
And how do I feel when I packed a bunch of backpacks today? It makes me feel good. I go home.
Do you know what that's called? That's contented involvement. And you'll learn about that.
Contented involvement.
You'll learn about that at the Savvy Caregiver program.
Yeah.
Contented involvement. And it feels good.
Yeah. It feels good.
Awesome.
All right, so October 6th, we have Dr. Tam Cummings, Navigating the Caregiver Journey Part 1, which is virtual. If you're interested, October 6th, 11 a.m., email me. I'll send you the link. Live support groups. Yay!
Yay, they're
live
back.
Support groups are back. So my next live support group will be starting in October. And it is, let me just double check here, because I have a bunch of support groups. It will be October 14th at 10 a.m. at Arden Courts of Seminole. Originally, we were going to have it.
Yes, I'm coming.
We've come to Seminole.
I know, sure I can.
Originally, we were going to be having it at the Seminole Recreation Center, but Seminole Arden Courts is ready to open us back up into the community.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited about that. There's a lot of new people to know that. You know that I go to my website under events. I have my monthly journaling workshop. I have a couple of virtual support groups. In fact, tomorrow I am going to Homosassa I like to say that. To meet with a caregiver friend of mine who I met through my Zoom workshops. And she was caring for her husband who had Alzheimer's. He passed away about a year ago. And we were on the support group one day, and because I'm doing a lot of traveling, and her and another gal there said, so when are you coming to Washington? I said, throw out some dates. And I went, and it was fabulous.
Wow.
I had a great time. And now she's here because they had some property here, and her husband had a 1950 car, which she's selling. But I'm going up to Homicide.
That's a good year.
Yeah. Yeah, your year of your birth.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going on an airboat ride. I never did that before. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
And Sunday I will be at the Rays game with Kiwanis. And my friend Nick Moultrie is going with me.
Oh, nice.
So it's all good. So thanks so much for tuning in today. You know how much I appreciate you guys. I know your time is really valuable, but whether you listen online or to the recordings on YouTube, we really appreciate you, and we're here for you. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.
And you need a helping hand, and nothing